Burundian authorities have scoffed at rebel claims, vowing to swiftly crush the fighters, who on Wednesday announced that they had joined forces to oust President Pierre Nkurunziza. Presidential press chief Willy Nya-mitwe told AFP that the rebel coalition, calling itself the Republican Forces of Burundi, or Forebu in French, would not last long. The formation of the insurgents coalition comes amid mounting regional pressure on the government to accept African Union peacekeepers it calls an invasion force. The AU said last week it would send a 5,000-strong force to halt violence that has sparked fears that Burundi is sliding back towards civil war and has pledged to send troops despite the government's fierce opposition. Hundreds of people have been killed in months of street protests in the country, which have evolved into frequent armed attacks with gunfire at night and dead bodies on city streets almost every day. Meanwhile, the African Union says it will still continue pushing for the proposed protection force to Burundi should the situation remain dire. The AU may, however, call off its push for the deployment of 5,000 peacekeeping troops to the country should the upcoming talks in Kampala succeed. CCTV's Girum Chala has that story.
The opposition to the troop deployment by Tanzania, Sudan and Rwanda's unwillingness to send troops to Burundi has put the African Union Peace and Security Council in an awkward position. AU officials say the sporadic violence in Burundi is not a matter to be ignored and the continent has to come to the rescue of civilians.
The troop condition is because of what is prevailing. If conditions changed and we are satisfied, we are not seeing conditions as they obtain at the moment, I'm sure that can always be reviewed. But at the moment, you know that conditions really warrant some kind of assistance to support the government and people of Burundi.
The African Union insists there is no ill motive behind the troop deployment plan, so no nation or authority should oppose it without understanding the protective nature of the proposed 5,000 military and police to Burundi.
We have no another agenda except to assist the people of Burundi and the authorities of Burundi to create an environment of peace and stability, to enable the talks that are just about to be launched to take place, and for Burundi to achieve peace and stability, for the country to gain that tranquility.
Many expect that the African Union Heads of State Assembly, scheduled to take place in Addis Ababa, will make decisions to support or amend the AU proposals on Burundi. The Burundian all-inclusive talks are expected to resume in Kampala under the facilitation of the Eastern Africa community. These talks are not just about bringing all the stakeholders on board, but also ensuring to avoid the threat of genocide and halt killings in Burundi. This in return will oblige the African Union to call off its plan of troop deployment. Grum Tara CCTV, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.